This is Nicole Lee with Health, Beauty, and More. And I just read something that's very important, I think, for all of us to know. I didn't know a lot of this, but I had heard some of this, and I didn't know if it was true or not. But I like to go to natural news for my information, and that's the source of this. And it talks about certain foods, and they're specifically talking about carbohydrates can release toxins when they are cooked at too high a temperature for too long. And an example they give is potatoes, which they can generate a poisonous substance called acrylamide. Animal studies have shown that this acrylamide can cause cancer. So the white odorless water-soluble chemical is generated when starchy foods are cooked at temperatures higher than 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 121 degrees Celsius. Even sweet potatoes and grains and coffee, they're all capable of generating acrylamide during cooking or roasting. Temperature is one thing that matters. They give a lot of ideas on how to prevent from getting that acrylamide into your diet that's so bad for us. The Healthy Home economist Sarah Pope talked about it and published an article on it about the rats that were fed high levels of acrylamide in their drinking water, and found by researchers that it had a huge increased risk for several types of cancer. Here are some steps to minimize acrylamide forming when you're cooking at home. The first and most obvious thing is cook your starchy foods at 250 degrees Fahrenheit or less. Try to keep from browning and charring them. Keep that to a minimum, even though we're used to doing that, especially on barbecues. Minimize acrylamide formation in carbohydrates by blanching them in boiling water for a few minutes before you fry, bake, or broil. You can soak your potatoes in cold water for 15 to 30 minutes before cooking. Make sure to drain the water and blot them dry before you expose them to any hot oils and fats, so they don't splash and cause burns or fires. Okay, on storage, I didn't know this. Do not store your potatoes in your refrigerator, and never eat sprouted potatoes. I heard that about the sprouted potatoes, but I didn't know what the implication was on that. That was just something I heard growing up. When they sprout, they produce a toxic substance known as solanine or solanine. And it has been shown that solanine triggers gastrointestinal and neurological problems when ingested. So always store your potatoes in a dark, cool place where they're not exposed to the light. And it's important to avoid storing potatoes in your refrigerator, because this also increases the amount of acrylamide produced when the potatoes are cooked later. So the high heat cooking produces other dangerous and potentially carcinogenic compounds like heterocyclic amines and polycyclic or aromatic hydrocarbons, as well as advanced glycation in products like acrylamide. And these substances result from the chemical reactions of various creatines and amino acids produced during the cooking process. So opt for slower indirect heat methods of cooking like poaching, stewing, braising, or steaming. So I think you guys got a lot of information on this. Very important, I think, for our health to know. Had we known this sooner, we may have changed our plans. So I'm going to get off the computer for a minute and take the potatoes that are in my refrigerator out and check for sprouts. Thanks for watching, and I hope you got something out of this. Nicole Lee, Health, Beauty, and More. Bye.